Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Have you ever missed a moment that seems simple at first glance, yet holds such deep meaning that it almost goes unnoticed? Today, we're going to dive into one of those moments. Are you sure? On the surface, this scene looks quiet and ordinary, like any everyday conversation, but behind its simplicity lies intimacy, warmth, and a closeness so real between Jimin and Jungkook. Even translations often fail to capture its emotional weight. So, if you think this is just a small moment, think again, because every word and gesture here holds a secret that can make our hearts flutter. Today, let's explore a seemingly simple yet deeply meaningful interaction between Jimin and Jungkook, the "Are you sure?" moment, which unfortunately goes unnoticed by many. Not because it's unimportant, but because translations often fail to convey the cultural and emotional weight embedded within it. If you only read the subtitles, this scene might seem ordinary, quiet, simple, almost silent. But for those who understand the language and context, this moment is a small treasure radiating warmth, intimacy, and closeness so tangible that words almost feel unnecessary. The scene takes place in a domestic setting, a warm, quiet, and cozy kitchen. Jimin appears focused, preparing something for Jungkook, every movement calm, unhurried, without pressure or distracting noise. This is a shared space exuding safety and trust. Jungkook is comfortably present, observing and occasionally interacting in a gentle tone, from a place of emotional security. This is where the magic of the moment appears, in the simplicity and sincere presence of each other. During this moment, Jungkook utters a word to Jimin that, in quick translations, is often simplified as, "You're so helpful." But behind this simplicity lies extraordinary depth. The word Jungkook uses is Dangshin. For those unfamiliar with Korean, Dangshin might sound like a neutral word for you, but it is far more complex. In modern Korean, Dangshin is rarely used in everyday conversation because it carries strong emotional weight. Generally, it can sound firm, cold, or even like a mild rebuke when someone wants to emphasize you with a particular tone. Native speakers tend to avoid it in casual situations. It doesn't sound soft, warm, or casual. Dangshin is a deliberately chosen word, not just an ordinary one. However, there's an extraordinary exception. In a romantic context, Dangshin transforms in meaning. The word, usually rigid and firm, becomes warm, intimate, and full of affection. In this situation, Dangshin is not just you, but closer to my love, my darling, or even my life. It is a way of addressing a partner that shows emotional closeness, absolute trust, and a limitless bond. This word, rarely heard in daily conversation, becomes undeniable proof of intimacy. Equally important, their interaction is also filled with soft terms like baby, a universal word that signifies affection and tenderness. When Jungkook calls Jimin baby during casual moments, or when Jimin responds playfully, the interaction feels free, comfortable, and full of warmth. This isn't acting or performing for the camera. These are two people truly finding comfort in each other, understanding each other without long explanations. Every word, every little term of endearment, is a small yet powerful testament that between them there is no distance, no pretense, no deceit, only genuine happiness. Context matters greatly. Jungkook is not the type to be harsh or confrontational toward Jimin. Even when joking or being blunt, his tone is never aggressive. So imagining him using Dangshin coldly in a calm, peaceful, and intimate domestic setting makes no sense. There is no argument, no complaint, no tension. The scene is gentle, everyday, almost silent, where every movement, every glance speaks louder than words. The bond between Jimin and Jungkook is not only visible through physical gestures. It exists in every word they speak, in the sweet teasing that invites laughter, and in the warmth emanating from even the simplest interactions. Every honey, Dangshin, and baby is a reminder that their relationship is more than ordinary friendship. It is genuine happiness, sincere affection, and heart-stirring intimacy. Jimin shows care and attention through subtle and natural movements, while Jungkook responds from a place of recognition and closeness. Tone of voice, body posture, eye contact, and the scene's energy do not support any confrontational or cold interpretation. The use of Dangshin here emphasizes deep emotional closeness, real comfort, and full trust, something that cannot be translated simply as you. This word stands out because it is rarely used, carries invaluable emotional nuance, and acts as a bridge to naturally flowing intimacy. This nuance is often lost in literal translations. Many might overlook it or see it as ordinary. But for those who understand the Korean language and cultural context, this moment embodies true warmth and intimacy. It is not merely dialogue, but an expression of natural, sincere affection without exaggeration. Their chemistry is conveyed through small things, sharing silence, moving together without awkwardness, words spoken at the perfect moment of calm and closeness. Dangshin sounds soft, intimate, and loving, a word that speaks more than meets the eye. It's important to note, this is not the first time Jungkook has used this word for Jimin. Dangshin appears more than once, not an isolated event, but often softened or changed in translation to a generic you, losing its emotional and cultural weight. For native speakers and careful observers, this is a subtle but clear sign that their relationship goes far beyond what is visible. Not just words or gestures, but familiar habits, a strong connection, and naturally flowing affection. For those skeptical because they don't speak Korean, rest assured that this analysis is based on conversations and explanations from native speakers. Linguistic details like this reveal the true nature of their relationship, not gestures for the camera, not words for dramatic effect, but natural expressions when two people feel comfortable, present, and fully there together in the same emotional space. The presence of Dangshin affirms closeness that goes far beyond what can be seen, not cold or indifferent, but familiar, warm, and irreplaceably loving. This moment, seemingly quiet, simple, even domestic, is actually an intimate depiction of trust that grows naturally. In the calm of that kitchen, in small movements, in understanding glances, lies a secret language understood only by them. The rarely heard word Dangshin becomes a symbol of all that, intimacy, warmth, and trust flowing so freely that it doesn't need to be expressed any other way. It speaks of pure presence, sincere love, and happiness found only when two hearts are truly there for each other, without distance, without pretense, only comfort, affection, and love so real. The "Are you sure?" moment proves that among small words, subtle gestures, and everyday silence, there is a story far greater than it seems. It is a story of trust, genuine intimacy, of two people truly finding home in each other. And for anyone willing to look, listen, and feel carefully, every Dangshin, every honey, every baby, is a silent witness to happiness that cannot be faked, existing only when hearts are truly present, there, in the quiet, and in the simple yet irreplaceable moment. And that is why the "Are you sure?" moment is so special. Behind simple words like Dangshin, honey, and baby, lies a language of love that is genuine, trust, warmth, and happiness that can only be felt when two hearts are truly present for each other. So, when you rewatch this scene, remember, the magic of Jikook is not just in what is seen, but also in what is implied, in every movement, every glance, and every small word that speaks far more than translation can convey. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more meaningful Jikook moments. See you in the next video.